Okay, this is the rest of the notes from 2.2. We had a couple word problems that we didn't get to in class. Going to go over them now on this video. The first one is example 4. So this is section 2.2. It says consulting engineer's time is billed at $60 per hour and her assistance is billed at $20 per hour. The customer received a bill for $580 for a certain job. If the assistant worked 5 hours less than the engineer, how much time did each bill on the job? Okay, so we have two people essentially that we have to worry about. The assistant worked less than the engineer, so because they're saying that the assistant is related to the engineer, I would let the engineer be X. So this is going to be hours for the engineer. And then we would say that X minus 5, because 5 hours less time, will be the hours for the assistant. Okay, so then we know that the engineer made $60 an hour, so that's 60 times X, plus the assistant made $20 for every hour that they worked, which is 5 less than the engineer, and the total bill was for $580. Distribute the 20. Go ahead and add like terms. Add the 100 over, and then divide by the 80. So we get our calculator. 680 divided by 80 is 8.5. So that means that the engineer worked 8.5 hours. And remember, there were 5 hours less worked by the assistant. So the assistant worked 8.5 minus 5, or 3.5 hours. Okay, the next one that we skipped in class was example number 6. Theophylline is an asthma medicine. It is prepared from an elixir with a drug concentration of 5 milligrams per milliliter and a cherry-flavored syrup that is to be added to hide the taste of the drug. How much of each must be used to prepare 100 milliliters of solution with a drug concentration of 2 milligrams per milliliter? Okay, this is a bucket problem again, except something different is happening than there was in example 5. When we did example 5 in class, everything that was in a bucket was something that had the glaucoma medicine in it. So we're a little bit different here. We've got some medicine that we're going to put in, but there's also a cherry-flavored syrup that we're mixing to it, which will have no drug concentration in it, and then we want a final result. So we want 100 milliliters of a 2 milligram per milliliter concentration. We have a 5 milligram per milliliter drug concentration. This would be 0 milligrams per milliliter because there's no drug in the cherry stuff. So what we want to know is how much do we have of each? Well, let the first box be X, and then you have to add up to 100, so this would be 100 minus X. It's going to be whatever's left over. But the thing is, it's going to get multiplied by 0. So this is 5X equals 2 times 100. Because when you multiply that by 0, everything goes away, and the reason for that is cherry has no drug in it. So this would be 5X equals 200, or X equals 40. So we need 40 milliliters, or excuse me, milliliters of the drug, and we need, has that up to 100, so 60 milliliters of the cherry flavored solution. So we're going to actually use a little bit more of the cherry to dilute down the concentration of the drug. Okay. And I believe the last one that we did not do was example number 9. It says Donnie bought a shirt at 35% off. He paid $17.55 for the shirt. What was the price before the discount? When you're doing a discount, what we consider that is that the sales price is always the original minus a percent of the original. That percent of the original is actually called the discount. So the shirt is going to be 35% off. We were going to use that as 0.35. He paid $17.55 for the shirt, so that's his sales price. So X is going to be the original. So we have X, and then we're also going to have minus 0.35 times X, because you can't just subtract 35. That would look like you're going to subtract 35 cents. You have to do a percent of the original, so X has to show up in both. And then we would add those or subtract those together on that side, which gives us 0.65X, and divide 17.55 by 0.65. And it looks like the original shirt cost $27 before it was discounted. Okay, that's the end of this video.